Foremost, I want to thank all of you for being here. It wouldn't be possible without you. I'm super excited. Michelle approached me about, leading VBS this year. It is not something that I've ever done, but I'm excited. I'm up for the challenge, and because of my volunteers, y'all have just made it very easy and attainable to do. Just like a little backstory, my name is Brittany Martin, if you don't know me. My husband and I, we've been members here for, I guess, going on 3 years this summer. Primarily, I serve as a member of our worship team in the band. The past couple months, I've worked alongside Chris for our night services. Some familiar faces from that. And now I'm back involved with the band at 9 o'clock, and happy to be here. Happy to serve in this capacity now. I have a special place in my heart for VBS, because backstory, VBS is the reason that I have gotten very involved with music in church. I guess I was probably in kindergarten, where the music director at the time, I grew up in a Catholic church, but I participated in Bible school, vacation Bible school. And she went to my mom afterward in the parking lot and was like, "Do you realize that your daughter has a gift?" And my mom's like, "Yeah, like she likes to sing." And she's like, "No, like a gift. Like something has to happen with this gift." And my mom's like, "Okay, like we'll look into it." And she was on her for a long time about it. And she put me in lessons, and here I am today leading worship with music. And so I just really wanted to share that story because it means so much to me. Because you as a leader, you never know in what way you may impact a child in the 4 days that they're here. You know, that woman, I served alongside her in a choral setting until I came to this church. She came to my wedding. She's still a close friend. And I owe that to her, that she saw that in me as a little child and helped to foster that gift. So just put that in mind, in the back of your mind as we move into Vacation Bible School and it approaches. Make the time special for them, and you just never know what impact you can make on them. So that's why we're here. All right, so I want to go over, I need to get Michelle, can I get a copy of the forms I did? We're going to go over those forms with you. I tried to outline it pretty clear for you, but I know that at the end, I'm sure some people may have questions. So, sure. And if not, they can hang out with us. It doesn't bother me. All right, so let's look at the first page for the Vacation Bible School rotation schedule. I tried to just clearly outline for y'all what we're looking at for the night, every night that we're here. I'm asking that everybody get here for about 4:30. We're looking to be in a large circle all together for 4:35 so we can just pray before the kids really arrive and you can get to your stations and all of that. So, one thing that is changing for this year, we'll kind of talk about it and you'll see it as we go along, is we're starting off at 5 o'clock. We'll have opening ceremony in here. So all the kids that are coming here and are being greeted by my registration people, all the kids will file in. And the second thing that's new this year is that we are opening it to 2 and 3-year-olds. So we have special people working with them. We'll probably have a little area here for them to kind of congregate and be together. But all the kids will meet in here first off. They'll come in and we'll have videos playing of 2 primary songs that are really like our songs for VBS. That way we can get familiar with it, they can get familiar with it. And by the end, we'll have a little showcase, really showcasing those 2 songs for them. So we'll talk about that more in a bit. Once we get in, Michelle will kind of lead us with an opening, a greeting. Every night there's a specific Bible verse. And for those of you who don't know or didn't realize, our theme is Rocky Railway, and it revolves around Jesus' power. So every night there's a different Bible verse and different theme that is around power. So once we kind of do that little greeting by 5:10, my people, if you saw your list, if you saw your name under the 2 and 3-year-olds, you will be dismissed, as well as my music leaders, to go and to the back in the nursery areas for your kids to be, that's where y'all will stay. Y'all be dismissed from the sanctuary, and we'll go back there. All the other groups are going to remain, and we're actually doing Bible story here in the sanctuary as part of our opening with all the groups together. It'll be everyone's first station except for my 2s and 3s. I'll kind of lead that. I'll have Jerry involved in that with me. I'm going to talk to him about that privately in a bit. But so that'll happen in here. And then around 5:30, we'll dismiss. Once it's the time, we'll have you'll have more definite definitions of like which actual station you go first. But this is just a guideline to show you that the stations this year are crafts, music, and we combine recreation and meals. But because it's from 5 to 7, we will provide things like McDonald's cheeseburgers, McDonald's chicken nuggets, nachos, pizza, so the kids can eat during those nights at that time while they're at recreation. And you can see that every station is about 20 minutes long. So you stay your 20 minutes, you rotate to the next, and so on. Once that rotation is done, we'll come back together at 6:45 for the closing ceremony. The music's going to be playing again. We'll kind of end with some kid videos that are about the theme of the night and real scenarios with kids that they've experienced. And we'll do just a Bible verse, like memory recap. And the kids will leave at 7 o'clock. And we'll just kind of congregate and clean up our area, get ready for the next day, any resets we have to do. And as soon as that's done, we'll dismiss y'all, hopefully before 7:30, but at least by 7:30. And then at the bottom, you can see that we are going to do just a showcase performance, like I told y'all in the beginning with those, I'm leaving it up to my music people to decide what exactly is going to be performed, but definitely 2 songs, and we want to open that up to the families to get our families in the church. That'll be at 7 o'clock on the last night. We'll send home flyers with them when it gets a little closer so they don't forget. And on that last night, we'll just ask that everybody that can, which hopefully is everyone, stay till 8:30 or so. The more we have, the sooner we can get out of here to really just like take down these sets. We went and looked at what we're going to be getting today, and the more people we have to help take down, the faster we can get out of here and ship them off to the next church that's going to be utilizing the sets and the decorations, okay? Any questions specifically on schedule or rotation? If not, we'll dive in. Closings, yes, Miss Pam. Closing ceremony, everyone, littles as well, the 2s and 3s, will come back for closing in here. So we currently have 63 students registered. Ms. Shandy Anderson is going to be in charge of making my groups. I put 5 groups on there. It's really just going to depend on numbers and which age levels have the most and stuff. 6 with my 2s and 3s. So we'll fluctuate from there because we're really not trying to have more than about 10 kids in a group, if that makes sense. Anybody else? Michelle, do you have anything to add? I did not. So, okay, where the stations are located. So y'all know everyone comes in. We do opening and Bible stories in here, while the 2s and 3s will remain in, and they'll do their own little rotation in those back nursery rooms. We're trying to just keep them in that little area. The 2s and 3s recreation will be outside in their little yard area. We'll have an art room set up for them. Music is going to go to them, and Bible stories will go to them. Then they come back for closing. Everyone else, music is going to be held in here with April and Hope and some of our youth volunteers. We'll have crafts in this room right here. Get the prayer room. I think the youth room, but yeah. That's where. Yep.
Because we're recording this so that people can watch it who couldn't be here tonight. One of the things, so we have 63 kids registered, which is what Brittany just mentioned. We're kind of planning for 80 or so kids because today it jumped up 10 kids just today because we knew of at least 10 kids in our congregation who hadn't registered yet. And so we texted parents, hey, are y'all planning? And they're like, oh yeah, I just hadn't registered yet. I was one of those people. So still one of those people, Brittany said, still one of those people. But people are still registering every day. We get registrations from people that don't go to our church every day, which is fantastic. We kind of built it, though, in a way that, every area, the only area we're really even concerned about this is crafts. But both the music area and the recreation area are large enough that more than one group can be there at a time. So that if we grow, if we have more kids than what we're expecting right now, we could kind of send two groups to an area. And then also we are setting up the area for 2s and 3s to have crafts. But worst case scenario, if we see that we have way more kids than we're expecting, we could let pre-K and K do crafts in the 2s and 3s craft area. We could send them and they could do crafts around the little tables there if we needed to send them and another group to crafts at the same time and have big kids doing their crafts down here and little kids doing their crafts down there just for one rotation. So it is, our space is challenging right now. We are trying not to use the Sunday school building because it's just not fit right now for kids to be in and out of there and using it. And then our fellowship hall isn't a great space for us to utilize because they're also going to be using it for food pantry that week. And so we could be on top of each other, but if we don't have to be, we'd rather not. So that's kind of where we are with that.
Anybody else? Okay, is that pretty clear, though? Pretty clear? All right. Like my thumbs up. Thanks, Brian. All right, here we go. If you turn the page, you can see the groups and find your name. If your name is not on there, don't panic. I'm obviously going to take your name down and put you somewhere. I'm so glad that you're here. Again, thanks. So kind of looking at registration, I had a lot of people interested in registration. So I kind of just thought in different capacities that maybe you could serve and help me. We know that we'll need about 2 people out in the parking lot, 2 people maybe running around, escorting kids in. They'll be nervous on the first night, some of our younger friends especially, and having about 2 of them checking in at the table. So really, Shandy's name is bolded because she's kind of just taken on the big task of helping me with that, all the pre-registration stuff. Additionally, she'll get with those people serving on that team to decide who's going to help with sorting out the t-shirts once we get in, because every child will get a shirt, helping with creation of name tags, getting those name tags on those kids every night, and helping with groups and distributing the kids in groups that are appropriate. So those are the people serving for there. We have the opening and closing Bible story. Primarily, the 3 of us will kind of lead it, me, Michelle, and Jerry. Music is going to be in here, and they'll be in here for opening and closing, and assemblies in here, as well as this will be a station in the sanctuary for them. My tech crew, good old Dave, he'll be back there. Helping with the music and the video tracks just so that can run smoothly. And I will be looking for a volunteer to help maybe learn the tech with Dave back there. It's a great opportunity, especially youth, if anybody's interested in that. You can talk to me about it when we kind of break off in a minute. Crafts, I have my 2 people kind of bolded. Again, my bolded people are kind of just that's your go-to person for that group. that can assist you, kind of delegate tasks to you, and just really serve as your leader. Kristen's been awesome. She's working on arts and crafts for me, figuring out what the kids will do every night. And yeah, so we'll need some hands-on help there. There's an opening for somebody to serve there for me too. Recreation will be outside. That's going to kind of coincide with the meals at the bottom. Melissa Barrios is going to take on that task for get the cheeseburgers, making sure everybody's fed that really wants to eat. Then I have these group leaders. My group leaders will know closer to what age group you have. The goal is that there's nothing that you really need to pre-prepare, because everyone who needs to pre-prepare has been told they need to pre-prepare. So you kind of show up and you make sure that your energy is high, that they're having a great time, and you're just the person that, you know, keeps them in line, keeps them safe, and moving from station to station. So I have paired up 2 people together. So that way it's not just on one person. Youth can learn, and everybody can learn from each other with that. If there's a space next to somebody's name, I could take a volunteer. If someone wants to serve in a different capacity or become a group leader, I'm open to that. And then our 2- and 3-year-old groups at the bottom, that's obviously where we need the most hands on deck. So we have a lot of great people there that I felt would really work well with those little ones. I know they'll, especially my son, will shed a lot of tears probably the first 3 nights and then be fine. But, you know, to wipe the tears, help them with changing them, bathrooms, all of that, and just keeping it flowing really well. Rochelle is the leader for that group. So when y'all meet in a little while, I kind of had talked to Rochelle about it ahead of time, how y'all will maybe just kind of rotate. I'll talk to y'all when you're in a small group too. And then I have people specifically for the 2- and 3-year-old crafts, because they will need a lot of hand-over-hand help. So I hope you're excited where you are placed. If you put a place where you would prefer to be, I'd really try to honor that. You know yourself the best, and I trust that that you'll do a great job. If you're unhappy with where you're placed, please come talk to me. I want this to be fun for you too, and for you to get something out of it. Or if you feel called to serve somewhere else than what's on this paper, please come talk to me. I'm open to that too. So I know Michelle was taking down names of people that were not placed yet, right?
I just had a thought, maybe, because I know we're going to break up into groups. So if we let the different groups, like for example, if I said Shandy and registration, y'all come over to this corner, and we did that with all the groups. And then the people who are not in a group, they could choose which group meeting they want to go to. If you are listed, though, in a group that you don't want to be in, please come talk to us so that we can make that adjustment on our end, and then we might even announce. Just to be on, just so that you realize, if you are here and your name isn't on the paper, we could really use your help in crafts. We could really use your help as a group leader. We could really use your help as a tech person. We can really use your help. I don't know if y'all turned over onto the back, but with decorations, which is going to happen next week, not the week after, not the week of VBS, but next week. So, and then Brittany, I know you need to talk to anybody who's here for music or story, so I can go chat with the group leaders, and I probably should go check in with recreation and meals very briefly, and then maybe 2s and 3s. But as soon as you're done, you could go float too. Does that sound good? Okay, so Shandy is our registration leader. Woohoo! Shandy, if you want to kind of come over here, and if everybody who is going to do registration, if y'all could kind of go to Shandy. And then April is not here tonight, but if you are part of the tech crew or the music crew, if you want to meet up here with Brittany. And then Kristen Ferris, can you raise your hand? So if you are doing crafts of any kind, whether it's we noticed we had 2- and 3-year-old crafts, and we have big kid crafts, All the crafts people are under Kristen, and she's kind of managing you. So if you want to find a spot, and y'all follow Kristen to talk with her. Pam, if you'll be my group leader person just for a second, and kind of get everybody together maybe over in that back corner, and I'll come see y'all in just a second. Corey Lewis, you were supposed to have a question mark by your name. Are you cool with recreation? I looked down and I was like, oh man, I messed up. So are you good with, okay, so Corey Lewis is our recreation person, and y'all can just flock to Corey if you want to help with recreation. And Melissa, I want the meals crew to meet with Corey, because y'all are, oh, they're not here. Oh, and Beth is getting scratched off. Okay, hold on. Y'all don't start talking yet. Shh. Just a second. I'm going to give y'all a chance to talk, but just give me 1 second, okay? So another place that we need help that I'm just realizing is an open space is under recreation and meals. So Corey and Melissa are both leaders, but that station is happening in the same location and at the same time. Y'all are all in it together, okay? So if y'all want to meet together, and if your name isn't on here and you're here to help, we could use you in that section as well, if you haven't figured out where you want to go. Has everybody been told where to go now? Oh, nope, 2s and 3s. Sorry, everybody who's helping with 2s and 3s, that's Rochelle. And Rochelle, y'all don't have to stay in here. I think if I were in your shoes, I'd want to walk back there. So if you feel like you want to walk back there and look around, that's fine. And I'll come, either one of us will make it back there to talk to y'all in just a second, okay? So what we would like for y'all to do at this time is get to know everybody in your group, because not all of you know each other. So introduce yourselves to one another. And then also, particularly like registration and recreation and crafts and the 2s and 3s, we really want y'all to kind of talk through what you're going to be doing, who's going to be the parking lot people and who's all that kind of stuff, and come up with questions that you have. Like we may need to answer some questions for you. We're going to try to answer those to you group by group. But before we leave, we're all going to come back together and just see if anybody has any leftover questions for the rest of the night, okay? Y'all good? Okay.
Okay, so for my people who came tonight and decided to serve and your name is not on here, I have Noel added, I have Brock added, JC, Letty. If I didn't just say your name and you are, Sir, Elisa is my floater. If I didn't say your name and you are serving, let me know before you leave so I can make sure I have you on my roster so I know. I know you know where to go the first night, but I just want to make sure too, okay? Next thing is on the back, you can see I have a lot of volunteer space for decorations and breakdown cleanup. Again, I'm hoping that if we all chip in for breakdown cleanup, we can just get it down, get it done, and get out of here that Thursday night. Decorations, that's our pre-planning. I'm going to pick it up with a U-Haul on Friday from St. Timothy. They're letting us use their wonderful decorations. It's amazing. So my plan is to Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday next week be here in the sanctuary from about 9 to 3. I'm sure I'll end up being here 9 to 5. So if you can help me or would like to help me, turn this place into a better masterpiece than what it is now for Vacation Bible School masterpiece. Children, yeah. Come and help me. I'll be here 9 to 3 o'clock, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll push it into Friday if I have to, but the more help I get, the more we can get it done. Great. And if you want to kind of let me know, if you know, oh, I'm definitely going to help you on Tuesday, just don't know a time, also come get with me before you leave so I can know if I'm going to be here by myself or if I'm going to have some friendly faces helping me, okay? What else, Michelle? Parking? Yeah.
So a couple things. Real quick, one of the questions we had was, we have a program for 2s and 3s. We will have the nursery available if we need it. But if we don't know anyone using it, then we are going to plug those nursery workers into helping, and we're going to open that room up for use. But she's a 2 or 3, right? Yeah. No, I'm talking about if you have somebody under the age of 2 and you are hoping to use the nursery, please let me know so that we make sure that it's staffed properly and the space is there, okay? And that's fine. Like, I know that we have multiple infants. There's a couple that are not here tonight that are on this list that I plan to check with to see if they're bringing their infant or if their infant is staying home with dad or with somebody else. So it's fine either way. We want to provide childcare for anybody who needs it, okay? But if we end up with nobody needing childcare, we don't open the nursery to anybody under 2 that's not a worker. That the VBS is not open in public to anybody under 2, and 2 and 3 go into that program. Yeah. I think in here is going to be the best place for them. Group leaders, that was a really important question that mostly has to do with you, okay? So Shandy's question was, what about all of our kids who are a part of the program, but we're getting here at 4:30? Where are our kids going to go? I think the best thing, hopefully the group leaders are here at 4:30 too, and they can go and be with their group leader in the sanctuary. The whole point of us getting here at 4:30, y'all, is not just because we're all bringing our kids at 4:30. Inevitably, there are kids that show up before 5 o'clock, inevitably. And the worst thing ever is to have to tell anybody, I'm sorry, you can't come in yet. Like, it's awful. The first year I was ever a children's ministry director, I did that, and I got, chewed out. And I was like, well, I didn't know what to do because there was nobody in there to take care of them. I couldn't just send them in. I didn't have my adults yet, So that's why I'm asking us. We're not telling anybody y'all are getting here at 4:30. We're telling everybody we're getting here at 5. But if we get here at 4:30, hopefully we won't have to tell anybody, I'm sorry, we're not ready for you yet, okay? That's also heads up on the 2s and 3s group too, because I think we'll have a couple of 2s and 3s showing up too that'll come up here same time. Yeah, Reese will be with you, right. Okay, so the other thing was parking. The most challenging night is probably going to be Wednesday night. Recreation, I don't know if y'all talked about this. I don't even think did you check with them at all? I don't know if y'all want to do where you want to do recreation. So there are 3 green spaces to choose from. You have the new green space by the dentist's office, you have the green space right here between the 2 buildings, and you have the front yard, like the green space on the front yard. If you use the green space on the front yard and you are monitoring the kids well, I don't see any reason why you can't use the playground as well if you wanted to use that playground. The challenge on Wednesday night, and this is just something all of us need to be aware of no matter what group you're in, the food pantry is open for evening distribution that night. Luckily, we've had an entire school year of having the food pantry open while also trying to receive kids for CDO. So we kind of know how to use our parking lot and somehow get all of the people dropped off in the right places. So we have had training for Vacation Bible School already in that department. But to make things as smooth as possible, please just make a note in case we forget to remind you that on Wednesday, when you come to help on Wednesday night, do not park here. Park at the dentist's office. They're going to open that gate so you can park at the dentist's office. If you want to park at the Shriners, you can, or if you want to park by Anytime Fitness, you can. But we don't want to park here because the food pantry is going to leave parking spaces open for us, but we would prefer to let those be open for parents in case there is a parent who is just completely uncomfortable dropping their kid off. We are going to ask that night that every parent use a VBS sign in their window and that they use like a car line that night. On all the other nights, they may use it like a car line. They may decide to park and walk their kid in. We're not going to try to control what they do there. But on that Wednesday night, please, y'all don't park in the lot. And group leaders, remind your kids to tell mom and dad that they need to be doing like a car line the next day. And registration's going to send home a flyer. Actually, I think registration was asking that question already, and I think we're going to keep it up all week, just because I feel like we're already going to be we're going to be utilizing our parking lot, and we really just need it to be clear. And I'm sure we could even park at the dentist's office all week if we asked. Like, it's no problem. So, any other questions?
If you think of something before the first night, send a text. If anybody wants my number, I'll give it to you right now. In case you don't want to bother Michelle with it, it's 985-438-4441. And that's Brittany Martin.
Y'all need her to say that again? Yeah, say it one more time. 985-438-4441. Text me. Okay, y'all, so I just did in crafts, Kristen, are there people that joined the craft team that are not listed on this paper? Okay. Shh. Where is Minden? Oh. Did somebody go where Minden is? Oh, cool. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Anybody else? And then what about Bree? Where are you at? Crafts. Are you with the littles or the bigs? 2- and 3-year-old crafts? Where? Where do you want to go? Remy and Nicole and Minden are in big kid crafts. Is that where you want to be? Okay. Oh, good. Where's that? Oh. And did we get anybody? So we still have a blank with Janice Blocker, like we need another group leader person there. And she isn't even here tonight. So we really need another person there. So and then did we get anybody else to help you with meals, Melissa? Did you get anybody else and you don't need it? Okay. So we need a couple more group leaders. So if y'all are over the next week or whatever, as you're thinking about things, if you're in a space where there's already plenty and you're willing to shift, that would be super helpful because that's a legitimate area of need. I know, Brittany, I was just doing the math. These groups are probably going to have closer to 15 because if we already have 63 kids, like 15 per group would be 75 kids in addition to the 2s and 3s. So because of that, I really think we need 2 leaders per group. Okay, do you have anything else?
So that's going to be it, guys. If you have any questions, reach out to Michelle, reach out to me. If you plan on helping transform this place next week with me, Tuesday through Thursday, 9 to 3. I'll probably be here a little later. Come and talk to me if you have an idea of what day you may be able to help out. It doesn't have to be the whole time. You can come and go, but just kind of let me know so I'll know to expect you or, that I'm not alone. So thank y'all again. Could not have done it without y'all. I hope y'all are excited as I am. And we'll get the show on the road soon. Thank y'all. Have a great night.